GT in the back. When you are with me.
What's good, YouTube? It's your girl Justice. If you didn't know, well, now you know. Hey y'all, so I'm coming back to y'all with another story time. I don't know what exactly I'm gonna title this. I think I'm just gonna keep it as like flown out horror story, but like it wasn't like a complete horror story because I kind of had fun. But like, yeah, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. Hey y'all know when y'all see this bonnet, this something, excuse my voice, I am sick right now. But basically I was saying that I still had fun on the trip, but I still had a story that I needed to tell from the trip, obviously, which is why we're, you know what, just watch the video. So this takes place literally over 2 years ago to this day. 2 years ago, actually, I was in Chicago. So yeah, I went to Chicago to celebrate my ex-girlfriend's birthday. We're gonna name her Dreads because we got a few stories with Dreads. I've been dating from like April up until this point, but we kind of on the trip, like I was told that I could come as a friend because yeah, okay, so that's a whole nother story time. Hey y'all, I gotta come clear this up. I actually have to come clear this part up because this is kind of confusing. So basically, before I had flew out to go see her, we had got in an argument because I had went up with one of my friends or something. I think that's what it was. And she was like, oh, send me the email and the confirmation about to cancel your flight, blah, blah, blah. She was doing this several times before I had even flew out to go see her. I'm just saying, she had did this several times, and I just got fed up with it, and I sent her exactly what she asked for. Then told me that, thank you for ruining my birthday. Because I was going out there to see her for her birthday, so she was like, oh, thank you for ruining my birthday. I did exactly what you asked me to do, and now I'm ruining your birthday. And then she was like, oh, you can come out there as a friend, but we're not going to be on no relationship. Okay. But basically, during this trip, we were in a rough spot, but it was her birthday trip. So months in advance, she had paid for a ticket for me to fly to Chicago, right? Hey y'all, I'm back. Please nobody jumped on my throat about why she paid for my ticket to fly out and I didn't pay for my ticket. My job was not stable enough, and me and her both knew that. My job was only going to be able to pay for expenses for when I came out there, not for me to get no flight. And it was months in advance at that, but it was a rough situation at the time and like what I was doing and all that extra stuff. So yeah, I ended up wanting to fly with my homegirl because my homegirl, we're gonna call her Pretty. Me and Pretty was flying out there together because I was my first time on a plane and she had been out there multiple times to see her do. Me and Pretty, I'm talking about how we wanted to fly out there together and we wanted it to be like a little trip for us. We go see our boos because, not to put her business out there, but we were both in like rough spots in the relationships that we were in at the time, and we just chopped it up to the fact that we weren't seeing our significant other. That's another story, but basically to sum it up, me and Dreads had an ongoing situation before I had even went down there about me wanting to fly with Pretty because I didn't want to fly by myself because I was scared because it's my first time getting on a plane to my knowledge. Let my mama tell it, I had been on several planes before in my life and I just obviously didn't remember it because otherwise I wouldn't have been scared. But you know, it is what it is. I had got on the flight September 12th. The day before I had even got on the flight, me and her had got into this big falling out. Like, she was like, I don't want you to come anymore and thank you for ruining my birthday trip. I forgot what we got into it about because I ended up deleting our text messages because Dress is just too toxic of an individual, and I really don't understand how I dealt with her and her BS for so long. But like, she was such a toxic individual. I never wanted to see those text messages ever again. But if I have screenshots, I will insert them. If I don't, I am so sorry, but this was so long ago. So I think I got my timeline of events messed up. The argument that we had the day before I had flew out, I don't think that was when she had told me, oh, giving the stuff to cancel your flight, like all that stuff. I don't think that was that. I really think that was something else. I don't think that was what that was. So yeah, y'all, we had gotten to this big falling out, whatever, you know. I was real sad, you know, in the gutter about it, and she was like, I don't want to see you anymore. But then after the argument, she wanted to try to chop it up to the fact that everything was like cool still, and still wanted me to come down. Like, wow, you still went down there like a dumbass. It was a lot. So that day, I finished my hair. Me and Pretty go to the nail salon. We go get our nails done. We go get our toes done. At least I think it was the day before that we left. I'm sure it was the day before we left. All right, y'all. I think I got my timeline of events correct now. On September 7th, I had my hair and my nails and my toes done. So from the 7th all the way up until we had left, there was no, I did not go get my hair done, got my nails done. All of that was done on the 7th. So everything that happened after that's kind of a blur now that I think about it. And then we actually had an event that we had to be at that night because we were working at the food spot that I told y'all about in the last story time. Me and Pretty were working at that same food spot together. Pretty is not earring, y'all. Don't assume Pretty is not earring. They are two different people. Me and Pretty had an event that we had to cater. It was a wedding, and we catered the event. And then that night, I went to Pretty's house, and I slept over at Pretty's house. We wake up, get ready, you know, go to the airport. Her dad dropped us off at the airport, and we flew from Norfolk to BWI in Baltimore. Then we flew from Baltimore to Midway in Chicago. So we land, and there was a little incident. Pretty, I'm so sorry, girl, but like I have to tell it because Pretty might see this, and if she see this, girl, I'm sorry, I have to. Like, it was, so before we had even landed, Pretty was texting her dude like, oh my gosh, you know, I'm so excited to see you, we finna land, you know, we passing over, you know, the city part of Chicago. They call it the Loop, but I call it downtown Chicago, but they call it the Loop or whatever. We were passing over there, whatever, and she was like, oh yeah, let's just text him. So she was texting him, telling him that she was on the way, and I was texting my girl. I was texting Dreads, and I was like, Dreads, yeah, we about to land, da-da-da-da. So we get to the airport, we land, and oh my gosh, I'm talking with my hands a lot again. I'm so sorry. So we get to the airport, y'all. When we land and get to the airport, Dreads is already at the airport. She wasn't that far away. When I found out where she was not that far away from the airport. But Pretty's boyfriend said that he was gonna be like on the way too, and that he was in close proximity. So as the dumbest thing that I did, I ended up hopping in the car with Dreads. You know, Pretty said that her man was on the way, whatever the case may be, and that I could go. I don't know why I still didn't stick with her, but that was my fault, and I will take full accountability and full responsibility for that. So I ended up getting in the car, kissing her, I love you, mwah, mwah, mwah. Let me know when you get to where you're going. We had each other's location, so it's not like we went out there like blind or anything like that. Like, I had her location, she had my location, you know, I was always gonna see. So me and Dreads auntie, she came and got Dreads auntie and Dreads had came to get me from the airport. So we all three of us ended up going to Walmart, shopping, looking around, stuff like that. And I think we went to one other place, but I can't remember. But I do know from the time span that we left the airport to the time that I had arrived at Dreads' house in the midst of us doing everything, it had been a 2-hour time span. So with it being in a 2-hour time span, we get to Dreads' house, and you know, I'm like, okay, let me do a little checkup on Pretty, see where she at, right? Before I even call her, I look at her location just in case, you know, she's with her guy or whatever. So I look at her location. Her location says she's still at Midway International. I'm like,
Girl, what the fuck is you talking about? Girl, what the fuck is you talking about?
What do you mean you're still at the airport? Babe, what are you doing? I call her and she's in full-blown tears and a full-blown meltdown. And I'm like, what is going on here? I call her, I'm like, girl, what's going on? Why are you still at the airport? She was like, I don't know, Justice, he was supposed to be here. Like, my girl was really distraught. He said that he was gonna be there. Originally he was actually supposed to be there before my girlfriend. Before Dress had even came to the airport, her dude was supposed to be there. Are we gonna call him?
Be nice.
I'm finding it.
It take you that long to find it?
It does.
We're gonna call him Childish. Pretty's boyfriend, we're gonna give him the name Childish. He don't really need a name, but he needs a name. Pretty is really distraught. And I'm like, oh my gosh, girl, don't worry about it. You know, whatever the case may be, I go to Dred's auntie and I'm like, oh my gosh, we go get her from the airport. But they was like, don't worry about like us go getting her from the airport. We'll just get her like a lift or whatever. But her phone was about to die. Pretty's phone was about to die. She was like, just let me know when they order the lift, and you know, I'm gonna text you, you know, when I get into the lift, just check my location. My phone's about to die. And I'm like, okay, bet. We get her the lift, text her, you know, the lift, the information, send it to her, and she gets in the lift and she's on the way to Dred's house. And me, Dred's, and Dred's auntie is all sitting there like, bro, what? This is crazy. She gets to the house, I go outside, I go get her. She gets to the house, and I'm talking about my baby is just breaking down. She's really like upset, and I'm upset for her. I'm obviously not crying because both of us crying in this situation is not gonna help. I just would have been mad because I'm out here in Chicago. I ain't never been out here before, and I feel bad because I left her at the airport not knowing how childish was. Like it was just crazy. She gets to the house, she's sad or whatever. She comes in Dred's room. She speaks, you know, she does her little whatever. Everybody's checking up on her, make sure that she's great, like making sure that she's okay, because I mean, your boyfriend just left you at the airport and you are thousands of miles away from home, or hundreds of miles away from home. I think it was like 600 miles or something like that away from home, and he left you at the airport in Chicago. Like, forget about the fact that you're miles away from home, babe. I mean, yeah, but like, let's keep to the fact that it's Chicago we're talking about here. It's Chicago we're talking. Chicago already has a bad rep. No shade to my girlies out in Chicago, and no shade to my men out there in Chicago, nothing like that. But like, it's always something going on out there. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. She comes in the house, you know, she's sitting down, she's chilling, whatever the case may be. We all get acquainted, Then Childish hit her up on the phone talking about since you want to go to the house with Justice so bad, stay there with her, then you flew out here to come see me, rada. Now, I'm just going to hint at the fact that Childish and Dred's were one and the same. One was just the female version of the other one, and one was a male version of the other one. Really not going to lie to y'all, they were one and the same. Not going to lie. Childish and Dred's favor each other so much, it was kind of crazy. She was like, what do you mean you left me at the airport? She was trying to make sure I was safe. I was like, you know, I'm not even gonna get into it, because if I have to get into it with Childish, she will not see Childish this entire trip, and you done already made me mad. Like this is just crazy. Like this is just crazy. So she ends up sending him the address, and he comes and he gets her, and me and Dred's about to take her stuff out to the car, and her auntie was like, no, he's a grown man, he can come and get it for her. So guess what he did? He got out the car and came and got her luggage for her, because what? I mean, I was gonna help my girl out anyway that I could, because I mean, that's my baby. You know, I kiss her, I love you, let me know where you get to when you're safe. If he ever try you, let me know, because I'm not even finna play like that. We not even finna play like that, baby. We not even finna play like that. So now we're gonna exit Pretty out the conversation, because Pretty end up having her own like little excursions to do. I did talk to her here and now throughout the trip. But keep in mind that I was answering Pretty's phone calls when she called me. But let's also keep in mind for the fact that Pretty had went out of the state of Illinois when we had went there. She went on a family trip with Childish. Just keep in mind that we left from home together. So the thought process is, if you leave from home, if I leave from home with you, I need to know where you are, what you're doing, because God forbid something happened. How am I gonna go? Why am I going back home by myself? And how am I gonna explain that to her parents? But we're gonna get there. After Pretty leaves, you know, we're gonna just keep going. So me and Dred's, you know, it's me and Dred's. We had plans that next day. We was gonna go to the hotel. So the next day, we had two hotels we were gonna stay at. One that was in like kind of downtown Chicago, but not in the city. And then we had another one that was in the city. So we stayed at this one hotel. It was right by a mall. And if you've ever been to like Virginia, you've been to like Hampton and Newport News, there's a mall called Patrick Henry Mall, and it don't have much in it. It's not like Lynn Haven Mall, but It's actually nowhere like Lynn Haven Mall. It has like the smaller stores in there, like Aeropostale. I'm sure every mall has like an Aeropostale, like a Forever 21, Route 21, Finish Line. It has stuff like that in there, but it was more, I think they had probably not even 10 stores. The mall was a very, very small, but it was big. Like, it was a mall, but it didn't have that many stores inside of it. Like, the mall was halfway being renovated, something like that, and it had like a movie theater in it. So me and Dreads, we get ready, you know, we start going to the hotel, and we get to the hotel, and it's nice, it's really pretty. She didn't originally decorate the hotel room when I got in there, like before I had got there, but when I got there, she had me stay in the bathroom, and she decorated the hotel. Wow. She decorated the hotel while I was being preoccupied in the bathroom doing a bunch of nothing but making TikToks. And I know what y'all are saying, why I didn't decorate the hotel room. It was her birthday, rada rada. I'm not gonna lie, that food spot did not pay a lot of money, and at that time I wasn't gonna get paid until that Friday, and I think we have flew out that Wednesday, and by this time this was Thursday, so I didn't get paid until like no. Why I'm lying, I think we flew out on like a Tuesday. I can't remember, but I didn't get paid till like that Friday, and when that Friday came, we were in the second hotel. So I did not have the money to do that, and really all of my money slash Dread's money went to me getting my hair done and my nails done and stuff like that, because I'm not gonna lie, she offered to pay for all of that. She did not have to, but she did offer to pay to get my nails and my toes done. My hair was paid for by myself, and I got clothes and stuff like that. So, and I was a child at the time, y'all. I was 18. I'm way older than 18 now. So yeah, I wasn't thinking at the time. But she was decorating the room, and the room looked real nice. It looked so cute. Like, I liked it. It was cute. The colors was cute. The color scheme was cute. It was nice in there. It was real nice in there. This was on the 14th. So we flew out on the 12th. This was on the 14th, the day before her birthday. She decorated the hotel room, and then we was like, okay, well, we're bored, what are we gonna do? So we was like, okay, let's go to the mall, get something to eat, go to Five Below. I had never been to Five Below before, so she had took me to Five Below. And funny, because I think I still have something that I bought from Five Below when I had went to Chicago. I think I still have it over there. It's like some makeup. I don't use it though, because that was like 2 years ago, so I shouldn't be using it on my face. But I definitely still have some things that I bought when I was in Chicago. Like, I still have some stuff that I bought. And when we get back to the room, y'all, everything is just perfect, or so I'm thinking. Like, we get to the room, everything's fine. We, you know, get to it being the nightfall. It's getting to her birthday. So, you know, before her birthday, we wanted to bring it in, you know. In the midst of that happening, my sister calls, and my sister's girlfriend went to tell Dreads happy birthday, because we were all like cool, because Dreads had came here to Virginia, because Dreads is originally from Virginia. So she had came to Virginia for my graduation, and my sister and my sister's girlfriend was here too, and we had all met, had this little 4-for-4 thing going on, whatever. So after that, the day after that, we check out of the hotel, we go eat breakfast that morning. And I take a little boomerang of her, and, you know, I posted on my Instagram story, but I posted it on my main story, but I didn't want that one to go on my main story. I wanted to post something else, so I deleted it and put it on my close friends list, because it was literally just us eating breakfast. It wasn't like no collage. It wasn't nothing cute. Like, yeah, it was her, but like, it wasn't nothing cute and nothing that I really wanted to post. Like, I wanted to post, like, you know, happy birthday, like, boomerang, you know, we're out to eat brunch, but it wasn't like a collage that I wanted real pretty, real cute. I never ended up getting a chance to do that, and that came up in a lot more of our arguments that we ended up having. After breakfast, we check out of the hotel, her auntie comes and gets us, and then we check into our hotel. We stayed at the Riverwalk, I think that's what it's called. It's right across from the Trump Hotel. So we stayed at the Riverwalk, and downtown Chicago is so beautiful. Like, I liked it compared to me living in Virginia. Being in like a city like that, it was just huge. It was so overwhelming, but it was overwhelming with stuff to see. Like, it was just so much stuff that there was just so much stuff to see. We get to the hotel room. We check into the hotel. The hotel was nice. Like, she was nice. We didn't have a city view. We actually had a view of another building, of a building on the side. So it was like literally bricks. But it was fine because anytime we wanted to get up and go do something, we had to walk, which was fine. I did not mind walking because it was stuff everywhere. Like, it was downtown Chicago. It was stuff everywhere. Granted, should me and Dreads have been walking as females? No, we should not have been, but it was a lot to see. Like, it was a lot of stuff to see. It was a lot of different people out there. It was a lot of stuff to see. There's a lot of stuff to see. So we went to walk to like Chick-fil-A. We walked to this 2-story Target. We walked to this 8-story Macy's. We went to the movie theater. Like, we were out there having so much fun, right? We didn't get into any arguments in any of the hotels, at least not that I remember. We didn't get any arguments. We went to a smoke shop and we got some, like, you know, little peach ring gummies, and we ate a lot more than what we were supposed to. And I grew tolerant to that type of stuff. Like, I grew to build like towards it. But her, on the other hand, she was knocked out literally for like an entire day. She was slumped the entire day, which I did not mind that. And we were supposed to leave I forgot what day we were supposed to leave, but we ended up stretching the hotel out another day. So I think we were supposed to leave that Friday. We were supposed to leave on Friday, but we stretched out our hotel day so we would leave out on Saturday because we didn't want to leave just yet. And I still had like another week that I was gonna be there. We ended up having fun at the hotels. Everything was fine. Everything was dandy. Like, it was lovely. We took pictures. We went out to eat. We did all that type of stuff, right? Then it takes the turn for us to go back to her house because we did not book the hotel for us to stay the entire time. She had to work, and we get back to her house. And when we get back to her house, everything is fine. Except for this one day. I can't remember what day it was, how many days it was into the trip. But we were talking about, you know, going to a sperm bank and, you know, having babies and all of that type of stuff. We had thoughts to do all of that, right? So I remember I was looking up on my laptop, you know, like sperm donors and all this extra stuff because I had made an account with a Cairo bank or something like that. And I still get emails from them to this day. But I had set up an account with them and I was still getting like emails and stuff from them. And I was looking up there. I was like, oh my gosh, like, let me keep looking because we had really had conversations about this and what we wanted to do. But I ended up falling asleep. I closed my laptop. I just turned over and I went to sleep because I was just tired, y'all. I was exhausted. So I fell asleep and she had my phone. Now, me personally, I don't care if you go through my phone. If you see something, you see something. If you don't, you don't. I'm not the type to delete text messages. I still have text messages in my phone from like 2019. And I had the phone that I had in 2019 was like 4 phones ago. Yeah, it was like 4 phones ago. Because I literally just take out my SIM card and switch it to the next phone. And everything just transfers over. So I don't ever like delete anything because I just don't feel like taking the time out of my day to do all of that. If I just stop talking to you, I just stop talking to you. So I was asleep. And then I wake up to her with this really stank attitude, y'all. Real stank attitude. I'm like, what's wrong with you? She didn't want to answer. And I was like, okay. I don't understand what's going on here. So then I pull out my laptop, you know, I get ready to start working on my laptop again, seeing like, you know, what I wanted to do and brada. And I was like, what's wrong? Like, what's the problem? So she takes my phone and she goes like, she's like scrolling and stuff like that. I didn't really pay it no mind because I didn't really care. She throws my phone at me, y'all. And in the picture that in the messages that she sends me is a message from none other than CJ. I know, y'all, I'm back. But if you watched the last Storytime, you know CJ was one of those characters that I had threw in there that was at the function at Purple's house. I forgot to mention, too, when she took my phone, when Dress took my phone, she went and blocked Pink off of everything. deleted text messages. Or no, she didn't delete text messages, but she went and blocked her from all my pages and stuff like that. I was like, damn. Okay. I had a little conversation with CJ because I was at the time when the conversation had occurred. I had made a mistake at my job, and I was scared that, like, you know, this person was gonna blackmail me, or that CJ was gonna blackmail me because I forgot to do something, or whatever the case may be. He was the only one who knew that I forgot to do something, and I was scared. So I was just like texting him, you know, to save my own self. At least that's what I was thinking at the time. You know, I was helping myself out, whatever. But at the time that the text messages had happened, it was November of 2020. I did not start talking to Dreads till April, May-ish of 2021. So let's do the math. That's like a 4 or 5 month, or between 4 and 6 month gap right there. And then y'all, not even that. Yes, it was a gap like in months, but then there was text messages after that of him just texting me and me not responding. Girl, confused. I'm so utterly confused as to why I'm reading the text messages. I'm like, okay. And like, I was so confused. I was like, you didn't pay no attention to these text messages. Y'all, then not only that, bro, I just can't get this. I cannot wrap my mind around this. When she seen these text messages, it was coming up on a year. Those text messages were almost a whole year old by the time she seen them. Girl, I should slapped it. Okay. Like, you paid zero attention to these text messages. She was like, what do you mean, Justice? What do you mean, Justice? And I'm like, do you not see the timestamp on it? Like, no way that you have an attitude about something that happened before you were even thought of in my life. Like, that's what I told her. I was like, no way that you are mad about something that transpired before you even thought of in my life. I didn't even know you in November 2020. Like, what? Then she wanted to chop it up to the fact of, you always telling me about him messing with you at work, da-da-da. You didn't tell me that y'all had dealings. I'm like, that's not what that was, babe. That's not what that was. That's not what that was at all. That's not what that was at all. That's not what that was at all. I just bring him up in like conversations that are like, if I'm having a conversation, I'm like, oh, babe, we were having this conversation. It was me, saw this da 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 da, CJ da 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 da, or CJ said this funny thing, da 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 da, all this extra stuff. And she didn't like that, and I mean, rightfully so. I mean, look at me, rightfully so. No, I'm joking, but I was like, you're mad about this for no reason. You're mad about these text messages in specific. You're not mad about anything else in specific. Just these text messages that exist from before you even got here. She wanted to try to throw my phone on my face and like throw my phone on my hand and do all this extra stuff. And then she wanted to get in my face, and I was like, Dreads, get out of my face before I punch you in your face. And she did not like that. She just wanted she was still trying to antagonize me. She was one of those people. Like, she either wanted to throw the rocks and hide her hands, or she wanted to try to cause a problem. But when people start getting irritated with her causing this problem, she wanted to try to, like, I don't know, y'all. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, she was just one of those people. So what I was basically trying to say is she's one of those people that will create a problem, right? She'll be mad. But once I get mad, it's, you have no reason to be mad, or da-da-da-da. Or she'll try to act like I'm crazy. She was really like trying to antagonize me and all this extra stuff, and I was like, okay, well, I'm in your house, so I'm just gonna lay myself back down because I'm not even about to do this with you no more. She was like, what do you want to eat? You're hungry? Are you hungry? What do you want to eat? And I'm like, you know what? I don't want shit from you. I don't want nothing from you at all. Nothing at all. I want nothing from you at all. Because you just I just almost punched you in your face. Like, y'all, I was really going to lay my hands on this girl because she was just acting so... I'm sorry, I was irritating because I left out a lot of pieces. But she was in my face like, hit me then, Justice, hit me then. Girl, I'm about to back the freak up. Needless to say, we talked for a little bit after that trip, and then I just cut her off. Like, we did not stay consistent until right before my birthday, and that is another story time. We have a few stories with dreads. But yeah, y'all. Well, after that, we ended up eating. I forgot we were eating, but we had to fake play nice and whatnot. Like, we had to fake play nice, and I just did not like the fake playing nice. And 2 days after that, I think, was when I had ended up getting on the plane. I ended up going home. Me and my homie Pretty, like, we ended up getting back on the plane and going home. I was not even finna do this with her no more. I was just not finna do this with dreads no more. Because by this point, we had went through so much stuff. And keep in mind, that year was when we started dating. So we started dating either like April or May of that year or something like that. She had came and seen me in June for my graduation, and then she left in July. She left from Virginia in July, and then I went to go see her in September. And between July and September, we have a few different stories and a few different versions to tell. A few different people have different sides of the same story, because oh my gosh, y'all. So yeah, y'all, that was just, that's the first story about dreads, y'all. That story was just, that trip was just crazy all in all. Like, I cannot believe I actually did that. I can't believe I actually went on that trip. I really wanted to go though, and I did, and I don't regret going, because it was time away from Virginia, because Lord knows Virginia is a headache for me. It's a very big headache for me. But yeah, y'all, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please like, comment, subscribe, share to your aunties, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, your mamas, your daddy, everybody, your co-workers, your cheer team. Share it to everybody, because I mean, hey, there's Justice Serena. Why not, like, you know, stay safe. Love you all. You know, I love y'all forever. See y'all later.